Hello everyone. Today we have some exciting news. After much anticipation, the Nintendo Direct and a following Nintendo Treehouse presentation have been announced. The Direct starts at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and will last about 50 minutes. This is slightly shorter than the last two Directs, but hopefully is still really good. Will this be where we finally get the game Mario Commits Murder? Anyways, today I'll be presenting my bingo card for the Nintendo Direct tomorrow. This includes my predictions as well as some hopes. We have 5 categories here. First party. These consist of major first-party announcements. Next, we have the Re category. A space in the column could either be a remake, a remaster, or even just a re-release. The third category is Nintendo Switch 2 editions. This column is also home to the free space. Following that, we'll have the third-party games category. And lastly, we will have the Miss section. This could have smaller first-party titles, a DLC, or just something that did not fit on the first 4 columns. So without further ado, let's jump into the first game. Now here's our first category from the first party category. I'll have the most to say with first party games because they're what I'm excited for the most and can provide the most information about. The game that will start our list is one that needs no introduction, 3D Mario. It has been almost 10 years since the release of Mario Odyssey, and we are in desperate need of a new entry in the series. I think it will be announced at this showcase. Here's why. As I said before, it has been a very long time. Nate the Hate also leaked that 3D Mario will be coming out next year, which means if they want to get people excited for this thing and get people excited to buy a Switch 2, even after the price hike, now's the time to announce it. 3D Mario better happen. It's been long enough. Instead of going through each category on the board one at a time, I decided that we'll go row by row to keep the types of games being talked about fresh and interesting. Anyway, this next game was also leaked by the man himself, Nate the Hate, all the way back in early 2025. At the end of last year, it was rumored it was pushed back to this year because of the release of Kirby Air Riders. Hope this remake comes to fruition. Kirby normally gets 1 or 2 things every year, and if we are going to not get a new mainline entry, at least how Labs and Nintendo can do for us is remaster the best Kirby game on the Nintendo 3DS. To be honest, I'm not the number one Xenoblade Chronicles fan. I've only played one game, that being the X remake we got last year. Played about 20 hours of it, and then when I looked up how long it was, I put it down. It's about 100 hours for anyone wondering. I have since then been picking away at it and will probably beat it by the end of this year. But yeah, even if this does get announced, I probably won't play it, at least yet. The reason why I put this on the bingo card is because a voice actor who plays a character called Cosmos leaked the game by listing a new project on his resume in the Xenoblade series. There have also been remastered cutscenes spotted online. As we talked about in my Nintendo News Weekly video I released yesterday, the third game in the Final Fantasy Remake series was announced for all platforms including Switch 2 during Summer Games Fest. I believe a short trailer will be shown here to remind players that the game will be arriving on the Switch 2 on launch day. Nothing much else to say here. The last game of this row, and the first game of the Mist category, is Deltarune Chapter 5. Toby Fox said that Chapter 5 will release in the second half of 2026, which is coming up. Chapters 3 and 4 were also announced during Nintendo Direct in the past. See the pieces adding up? It can only mean one thing. Chapter 5 will finally be announced tomorrow. Or maybe he's delaying the chapter till next year. Either way, I feel like we'll find out soon, and hopefully at this Nintendo Direct. We made it through one line. Now we are back at the start with a major first-party title, Mario Maker 3. Honestly, there are no reliable leaks here, except for the one that's suspected to be falsely spread through Nintendo. But I don't know, it just feels like the right time. I don't think it'll be 3D, I think it'll probably just be Mario Maker 2 plus Mario Wonder, but I'm okay with that. I'd love if I was wrong and it was 3D, but yeah, this one is mostly based off of vibes. And the fact that it took only 4 years for Mario Maker 2 to come out after the release of Mario Maker 1 on the Wii U. If I'm wrong and this game is a long ways off, then I believe there will be a Mario Maker 2 Switch 2 edition, but I'd much rather have a brand new title, as I'm sure you all would like as well. Another space on my Nintendo Direct bingo board, another leak from Nate the Hate. This game is all but confirmed. It was present in the same series of leaks as the Star Fox game was, and we all saw how that turned out. I believe that in the first 15 minutes of the show, we'll get a dedicated section for Zelda's 40th anniversary, and this will be the final announcement and the centerpiece of the anniversary. We may also get a teaser for the Zelda movie during this section, but I'd not put up that on this bingo board. I personally would love to see more of a reimagining of Ocarina rather than just a 4K port of the 3DS version, but Nintendo's kind of lazy sometimes, so we shall see. Pikmin 4 was the best game the Pikmin series has ever received, in my and many other people's opinions. I'd love to see more content in this game, and I think it will happen. The next mainline Pikmin game is a long ways off, and this Switch 2 edition has been leaked by Nate the Hate as well. All the way back during the April Direct, From Software, for those that don't know, the creators of Elden Ring, revealed that they are working on a new vampire game exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2. This is bound to show up here. It is slated for a 2026 release. We have not received any major info about Duskblood since the previously mentioned Direct of April 2025. Mario Kart World just had its 1-year anniversary, and what better way to celebrate that than by releasing or at least announcing a DLC roadmap for Mario Kart World? This better happen, Nintendo. Please don't make me replay the same 30 tracks over and over again for 5 years. This game is great, and it needs more content in order to try to reach the behemoth that is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with all the DLC. Pokemon Winds and Waves might be in this showcase, but honestly, this is one prediction I'm not sure of. At first glance, you would think obviously it would be here, but since it's not releasing until probably late next year, and most of the time, but not always, major information about Pokemon game is revealed at Pokemon Presents, I would say this one is about a 50-50 shot of happening. It really just depends on how long they want to wait until the Fall Direct or the next Pokemon Presents to get information about this game out. Finally, a leak-based prediction not based off of Nate the Hate. This one comes from Nash Weedle, who has a okay track record, but not nearly as good as the man previously mentioned. He reported that a Super Metroid remake would be coming at some point in the future, and I think this would probably be announced here if this leak is true, but he's the only source of this, so Metro fans, don't get your hopes up. Wow, it's a free space! Pretty shocking, I know. The aforementioned Final Fantasy VII Revelation closed SGF this year, but a remake of Resident Evil Code Veronica started it. This is just like Revelation. It has already been announced to come to all platforms, including Switch 2, but I believe that a trailer will be shown here to remind players that this game will also come out on Switch 2, as well as the other more mainstream consoles for this kind of game. Another one that has no real evidence behind it, but it's just a wish of mine that I believe might be realistic. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream is my game of the year so far, and I believe that it's entirely possible that DLC will be announced during the showcase. This is because, well, great, the newest entry in the Tomodachi Life series is still lacking much of the content from its predecessors. Just give me the music hall, Nintendo. It is all that I ask. I would literally pay $200 just for that. Our second to last major first party title on the bingo card is my most confident one, and something that is all but confirmed to show up here. Every other major game showcased during the September Nintendo Direct now has a release date besides Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. We have received no info about this game since then, and it's supposed to be coming out this year. To top it off, Nate the Hate also believes that this game will come out during the summer. So, yeah, this will basically happen no matter what. But that just means I get 2 free spaces. If this does not happen, I will feel really, really stupid. Again, another one with little to no evidence, but if Pokemon does show up in this showcase besides Winds and Waves, it'd be through some re-releases of Gen 2. If the Pokemon Company wished to celebrate their 30th anniversary even more, then I could see them following up their re-releases of Leaf Green Fire Red with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I'd be down for these, and would pick them up day one. To be honest, this is the only thing I would actively dislike showing up on this Nintendo Direct. Even though it's kinda likely. The most ambitious game in the Smash Bros. Series is easily Smash Ultimate, and that's great. But now it's time for a new game in the series. A re-release of Mario Kart 8 was only okay because it was on the Wii U. Enough should already be said. We need a new game, Nintendo. Most recent Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds, was recently confirmed to be in development for Switch 2, and I think there's a decent shot we get at least a tease here for the game, since we have no footage of how it runs on the Switch 2 thus far. I'm excited for Rhythm Heaven Groove very much, so I think it's likely during this showcase we'll get a small teaser that reveals some more minigames so that people have more information to make their purchase at the very, very beginning of next month. Now on to our final row. While Luigi's Mansion 4 has not been confirmed to be in development, I strongly believe that is. This is due to Next Level Games, the developer of Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3, development cycle. They work on a 3-year cycle, and it has been 4 years since their last game, Mario Strikers Battle League. They did work on Metroid Prime 4, but they are not the main developers of that, so I don't think it counts. If all else, I just want this game to come out. I love Luigi's Mansion, and I think it'd be a perfect October game this year. Our last game as a part of the Re category is an interesting one, Mother 3. I think this long-awaited RPG remake or re-release will finally happen. Nintendo has been super unpredictable lately, even re-releasing something they swore they would never speak of again, the Virtual Boy. This better happen at some point, Nintendo, and what better way to sell the Switch 2 than to lock a remake of arguably the most wanted Nintendo game of all time to your brand new $500 console. This is the final game of my bingo card that's been backed by Nate the Hate. At least, it was kinda backed by him. Nate leaked that something Nintendo Switch Sports was coming this summer for the Switch 2. He does not know if it is a brand new game or a Switch 2 edition. I think it'll honestly be a Switch 2 edition, even though obviously I'd much rather have a brand new game. This is because at this time, while the Joy-Con 2s work with Switch Sports, they're kind of finicky. If they release a Switch 2 edition with some new sports, maybe one with mouse mode, that would make the casual customers very happy with their purchase of the Switch 2. I still think there's a chance for a Switch Sports 2 or a Switch Sports Resort, but honestly, I just think it'll be a Switch 2 edition because Nintendo's lazy, as I've said many times in the past. But sometimes they're not lazy, but mostly. This one also has no backing behind it, but I believe Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced will be launching not just on other platforms, but also on the Nintendo Switch 2, even if not on launch day. This is because Assassin's Creed Shadows, which was a brand new game and not just a remake, runs fine on the Switch 2. The Switch 2 can handle Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Revelation, but I think it can handle a remake of a 13-year-old game. The final spot on my bingo board goes to some more Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC. Okay, to be honest, this one is maybe the least likely of all of them. I could definitely see it happening, because we have received no new story content for the game since launch, and we only got a roguelite DLC. But maybe this will happen. Donkey Kong Bonanza was far and away my favorite game last year, and I'd do anything to jump back into that game for some real extra story content with a new world that actually has bananas. It's not just an empty reference husk like DK Island. But don't get me wrong, I still do like the DLC we received. Anyways, that was my bingo card for the Nintendo Direct on Tuesday. What did you all think of it? And do you think it will actually happen? What do you want to see in the Nintendo Direct? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and want to see more videos like it. It helps me out a ton and it only takes you a small amount of time. Just the amount of time it takes Mario to get put on a list that does not allow him within a mile of a school. But as I stated previously, I have a Nintendo news series every Sunday that recaps all the news. I'll be doing a reaction to my bingo card there next weekend. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye!